Good morning, everyone. Let's start today's session, and I'll hand over the session to ma'am. Please proceed, ma'am.
Namaste. Is my screen visible?
Yes, ma'am, it's visible.
So, namaste everyone. For the newcomers who couldn't join last time, I would like to brief you all what you can expect out of these classes and how these classes would be run. One is we are going to converse majorly in English with little Sanskritam in the beginning. Going ahead, we will include simple Sanskritam and learn Sanskritam. Okay. All these classes will be recorded and will be made available to you later after the class is over. At the end of each class, you can find a very small exercise for you all. You can refer to the PDF later. Now, the course content, whatever we are going to cover here, mostly we would be referring to 3 books, or at least to begin with 2 books published by Sanskrit Promotion Foundation, that is majorly defined to help Ayurveda students and doctors understand Sanskritam through the same text. So it is a mix of how to learn Sanskritam through Ayurveda so that you will be able to understand the Ayurveda easy. So following the same thing, we have adopted the same rules here or principles here also. First half or 40 minutes of the class, we will focus on 1 or 2 concepts directly from the Sanskrita language. It could be on pronouns, that is Sarvanama Pada or Nama Pada, nouns, or Kriya Pada, or usage of other kind of vakyas. All those things we will concentrate during the 75% of the class. Last leg of the class, we will focus on content from Ayurveda itself. With the help of doctors, we will bring in either the important shlokas for you or some concepts where we will learn Sanskritam through those shlokas so that it is going to be very helpful for you. Okay. So having that said, it's very important that during this class, you all participate. It's okay, even including me, we all can make mistakes, but it is the only lakshana that we are learning. If we hesitate to make mistake, we will never be able to learn. The bhasha will come only through prayoga. Therefore, don't hesitate to participate. How much you get involved during the class, so much you will be benefited. So whenever you want to answer any question, raise your hand. Dr. Raghavendra ji will help you all to unmute and you can answer. Right? So we will begin. We will begin with the prarthana. Anyone who wants to, who already know this, who can chant, I would welcome them. You can chant directly. Otherwise, I will teach. You can follow after my teaching. Anuvadantu. You can follow my teaching. Anybody wish to follow? Gurureva gatir gurumeva bhaje gurunaiva sahasmi namo gurave na gurof paramam shishurasmi guro matirasti gurau mama pahi guro pathami sanskritam nityam vadami sanskritam sada dhyayami sanskritam samyak vande sanskritamataram. Yes, please, one of you repeat the prarthana. Anyone? Excuse me, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible.
Yeah. Anybody, please repeat the shloka. Yes, sir. Dr. Suresh ji, please go ahead.
Madam,
yes.
Namaskar.
Namaste.
Gurerev gati gurumev vaje gurunev sahasmi namo gurve na gurau paramam shashi sur asmi guru matirasti guru mam pahi guru.
Samyak. Yes,
पठामि
please continue.
संस्कृतं नित्यं वदामि संस्कृतं सदा ध्यायामि संस्कृतं सम्यक् वन्दे संस्कृतमातरम्
Dhanyavadaha. Thank you. Ha. A quick revision of what we did last class. We learnt 3 words majorly. Can one of you read, please?
नाम ध्रुव
Ha.
भवत नाम किम
Continue.
मम नाम महेशः
Ha. So you can make out. Mama nama Dhruvaha. My name is Dhruvaha. Bhavataha nama kim? What is your name? He is also responding. Mama nama Maheshaha. So one thing you can observe, this is the salient feature of words in Sanskritam. Pullinga pada usually end with visarga. So Dhruvaha, we are not going to tell Mama nama Dhruva. It is wrong. When it comes to naming, we will always tell Mama nama Dhruvaha with the visarga. Bhavataha, your, for a boy. Your name. What is your name? Kim means what? Nama means name. So, what is your name? Bhavataha nama kim. Again, when it comes to mama nama, irrespective of the gender, we tell the same thing. Mama nama. Mama is my. Nama, name. Maheshaha. Yes? Ha. Deva. Bidan Mahodaya, can you read the next one?
मम नाम विवेकः भवतः नाम किम् मम नाम विक्रमः
Vikramaha. Same pattern, right? Anybody else? Yes, please.
मम नाम विक्रमः भवत्यः नाम किम्
You can change, you can see the change. Can you spot what was the difference?
भवत्यः मम there it was भवतः नाम किम्
Yes.
here it is भवत्यः नाम किम्
Bhavatyaha. Dirgha also is there.
Yes.
Yeah, the difference is obvious. Bhavatyaha. Yes, go ahead, Bhagini.
मम नाम वाणी
Mama nama Vani. Here also you can find one difference. Can you notice?
it was vikramah here it is just वाणी
Vani, Dirghaha. There is
Vani.
no Visarga. Correct. Very good. Thank you. Next, anybody? Jagadish ji, please go ahead.
मम नाम
Mama nama.
मम नाम वाणी भवत्यः नाम किम् मम नाम धात्री
Mama nama Dhatri. So, same thing. So, commonly, we can observe all these pattern. Okay. Bhavatyaha. Mama. Bhavataha. Bhavatyaha with Dirgha. Now, we'll move on to today's lesson. So, if I display these and I want you all to recognize. What do you say? These all have got masculinity in common. We all call them Purushaha, right? So usually in all the Bharatiya languages, as well as in English also, we divide and give the linga, that is the gender. We associate the gender based on the physical features itself, right? So if a person is having masculine characteristics, we call them as Pullinga. Then otherwise Strilinga. Rest of them we divide into third category, neutral gender, Napumsakalinga, if it is a thing, right? So how do we address? He is the Prime Minister. She is Lata Mangeshkar, the singer, correct? Even in all English, Bharatiya Bhasha, the same thing goes, I think, except Hindi. Correct? So we see the Vyakti and then divide the gender and then decide the gender. Based on the features of the Vyakti, that is the person, we are going to divide whether it is a Pullinga or Napumsakalinga. Even in case of animals also we do the same thing, and rest of the objects, inanimate objects, we are going to bundle them together called as neutral gender. And then we associate them with this, that, adu, idu, correct? But one of the very important difference that is found in Sanskritam is there is no physical features that will decide what is the gender of the pada. Say, for example, if I tell he is Vivekaha, he is Rama, very clearly we can tell, fine, it is Pullinga. When I see a stool, I will tell it is neutral gender. But in Sanskritam, that's why I have not got any picture, so that first itself it should be registered in our mind that looking at the padam itself, the word itself, we should be able to decide the linga. We are not going to cross the word, understand the meaning, and then decide the gender. No. What is happening in the previous case, Balaka or man or Govinda, we hear the word, decide the meaning of the word, and then associate it with the gender. But in Sanskritam, it happens in the first step itself. We hear the word, immediately associate the gender, and then do the prayoga. Therefore, it is clearly seen that the salient features of the vyakti, whether it is a man or animal, is not dependent on the linga nirnaya, that is the gender, decision of gender, is not based on the vyakti. It is only associated with the padam. The minute we utter the padam, we should be, padam is word. Minute we utter the word, we should be able to decide which linga it comes with. Then obviously there will be a question, how shall we know? Because here you can see, if I tell Ramaha, okay, it's very easy for me to associate, okay, it is Ramaha, Pullinga. Even in Sanskrit also, it is Pullinga. Sita, I will take, it is Strilinga. When it comes to, see, examples like Meghaha. Meghaha is cloud. Actually, the meaning of Meghaha is cloud. Then I will not tell it is Napumsakalinga. But it doesn't mean that all inanimate objects are not Napumsakalinga. Here we have phalam, which means fruit. Fruit also is an inanimate thing. Cloud also is an inanimate thing, lifeless thing. Still, phalam, fruit is Napumsakalinga padam. Meghaha, cloud is Pullinga padam. We don't have an answer to this. Why? Because of Bhasha Maryada. The Bhasha Prayoga itself is like that. Therefore, we are forced to learn. We should understand, long back, it was in conversation. However, it was in conversation, that is Prayoga, we just learnt it like mother tongue. We will not, use much of rationality when it comes to certain elements of language. Same thing happens here. You can see very, very, salient feature, unique feature is, take these three words, Tara, Yanam, Deepaha. Tara is Nakshatram, star. Tara is in Strilinga pada, inanimate object. Deepaha is Pullinga pada. Deepaha is, of course, Deepa, Diya. It is also inanimate. Yanam, Napumsakalinga pada, a vehicle. Same thing happens. Asandaha, Pullinga padam, which means a chair. Duravani, Strilinga padam, it means a phone. Chamashaha, Pullinga padam, which means spoon. So same thing we can see in across. Now you see, Vidyut is there, lightning. It is Strilinga padam. Very, very different, right? So how do we know then which is Pullinga pada, which is Strilinga pada, which is Napumsakalinga pada? Only by usage. Every time we read, we will come across the same vocabulary again and again. Only by the practice and getting used to the words, we will be able to understand. So if we have to quickly summarize, why we need to be very slow in understanding any shloka or any sentence, because of this little complexity. A word can be Pullinga pada also, Strilinga pada also, Napumsakalinga pada also. Okay? For example, if you have to say Tataha, which means to say a bank of a river. That word itself means the same and also comes in all three genders. Tataha, Pullinga pada, which means what? Bank of a river. Tati, bank of a river, Strilinga. Napumsakalinga, tatam. It comes in all three lingas. So mostly adjectives also come like this only. Krishnaha, which means black in color. Krishnaha, Pullinga pada. Krishna, Strilinga pada. Krishnam, Napumsakalinga pada. If I have to tell Krishnaha, Sudha Khandaha, if I have a pen or in a chalk piece which is black color, I will have to tell Krishnaha Sudha Khandaha. Chalk is called as Sudha Khandaha. So how do I tell that Krishna Shabda will be in Pullinga pada? Same meaning. Krishna Veni. Veni is Strilinga pada. This Krishna again is Strilinga pada, but the meaning is same. So we can conclude Krishnam Phalakam. Phalakam is a board. Krishnam Phalakam. So a single word which means the same also can come in all three lingas. So we have to be very careful while we are deciding what is this sentence telling us about. Then, like we spoke about Pullinga, Strilinga, Napumsakalinga, a word with the same meaning can come in either Pullinga or Strilinga. Or an object, like we saw Tara, Tara was in Strilinga, Nakshatram is Napumsakalinga, Uduhu is there, it is Pullinga. So, like this, we can get a word either in Pullinga or Napumsakalinga, either in Strilinga or Napumsakalinga, or certain words will be there, which is Nitya Pullinga. It will not come either in Strilinga also or in Napumsakalinga also. Usually, the Vyaktis what we saw, like Ramaha, Krishnaha, Govindaha, Balakaha, it is always in Pullinga. Simhaha, Gajaha, all this comes as Pullinga pada. That's why it is called as Nitya. Nitya means always. Then there is category where Nitya Strilinga. They won't come either in Napumsaka or in Pullinga also. They only exist in Strilinga pada. Similarly, we have certain words which are Nitya Napumsakalinga pada. They won't come in other two genders. Then one of the, again, unique features is we can see certain words which are always in Nitya Bahuvachana. It is not concerned with Pullinga or Linga. I am mentioning it because just to show the complexity of the pattern of the words. Bahuvachana means plurals. So even though they come in all the lingas or one of the lingas, they are forced to use only in plural. So here also, because of the pattern of the words, we may land up in confusion whether it is Pullinga pada or Strilinga pada. So all these will alert us. We have to be little slow in analyzing. First step to understand is, whenever I am trying to understand a word, let me not go ahead attaching the meaning to the word. I'll just listen to the word and decide the decide the gender. This is very important because next slide itself is little confusing. If you can see, he is Ganesha. Saha. Saha kaha. You can see. Saha is he, which is very far from him, not near him. That. In English, I have no other sense to tell that. Who is that? Only who is conveying it is a Chaitanya Vishishta Vyakti. It is not inanimate, right? But in Sanskrita, see, both the words are associated. Saha is Pullinga Padam. We should not forget. It's not Pullinga Vyakti. It is Pullinga Padam. Kaha is Pullinga Padam. Both Because saha is in Pullinga pada, the question tag who also comes in Pullinga pada. Therefore, what is the complete question? Saha kaha. Who is he? What will be the answer? Can anyone tell? Very simple, right? But tell the complete answer using the word saha. Yes. Any one of you, please unmute and go ahead.
सः
Saha
गणेशः
Yes, saha Ganeshaha. Again, very simple. How do we ask the question? Saha
Saha ka.
kaha. What will be the
Kaha.
uttaram?
Saha Shivaha.
That's all. Yes. Next one. Who will ask the question? Anybody?
Saha kaha.
Yes. Perfect. Saha kaha. Any answer?
Saha Hanumanaha.
Anjaneyaha.
Anjaneya.
Yes, Hanuman is correct, but we will stop at Hanuman. There is no visarga. That's why I told little. So Anjaneyaha is correct. Perfect. Next. Anybody who will ask the question?
Saha
Saha
kaha.
kaha.
Perfect. What is the answer?
Saha Krishnaha.
Saha Krishnaha. Now, all those things we saw, the words were in Pullinga. Now, here it is Strilinga. So, what can we expect? Sa. Simple. Sa. Ka. What will be the answer?
Sa Saraswati.
Correct. Sa Saraswati with Dirgha. Question? Anybody?
Sa ka
Ha.
sa Devi.
Perfect. Sa ka sa Devi. Question? Please.
Sa ka.
सा सीता
Sa Sita. Samyak. Very good.
सा
Question?
का
Ta ka. Answer?
सा राध sorry
Yashoda.
सा यशोधा
Sa Yashoda. So, Saha for Pullinga, Kaha for Pullinga, Sa Strilinga, Ka Strilingam. Right? Now it comes to Napumsakalinga Padam. Tat. Tat Kim. Meaning is the same. There is no difference in meaning. Who is that? Who is he? Who is she? What is that? There is no difference in meaning, right? Only the gender is changing. Similarly, Saha, that means he. Sa, she. Tat, that. Kim is what? Or how do you say? Because Saha, Kaha, Sa, Ka, Tat, Kim. You have to associate with the same thing. What is that? Tat Kim. Tat
Pustakam.
पुस्तकं
For the ease of understanding, this class I have brought only those pictures which are very easy to recognize with the gender. Next class, we will mix all the words and we will do the abhyasa. Okay? Tat Kim, Tat Pustakam. Again, next. Who wants to ask the question?
तत् किं
Tat Kim. Tat Chatram.
छत्रं
Yes, can you repeat?
तत् छत्रं
Tat Chatram. Again, can anyone ask the question?
तत् किं
Tat Kim.
Tat patram.
Samyak. Tat Patram. Tat Parnam. Samanarthaka padam. Parnam, Patram. Question?
Tat Kim.
Tat Kim. Tat.
Tat
Sorry.
Pushpam.
Tat Pushpam. Samyak. Now we will move on to the next one. We saw he was addressing somebody who was far from him. Now he is trying to address somebody who is near him. Right? So he is addressing somebody. Okay, fine. What is
Eshah.
we can see?
Eshah.
Saha Ganeshah. Yeshah. Ha. Kaha.
Rama. Ramaha.
Yeshah Ramah. Nothing else changes. Only Yeshah. This who is near you. Yeshah. Yeshah, you are addressing a person who is near you. Saha, you are addressing a person who is far. That is the only difference. Kaha remains the same. When you are asking who is he, the word is kaha. Who is he in the context where he is near you? Who is this person? Who is that person? Saha kaha. Who is this person? Yeshaha kaha. That is the only difference. Okay? Will you try the next one? Yes, please. Anybody can unmute? One of you.
एषः कः
Answers. Four, one question, one sentence, one answer, another question, another answer. Yes.
एषः कः
First, we will know what we learned older time. Previously, we learned. Saha kaha.
सः कः
Sorry. Saha Ishwaraha. Yeshah kaha. Yeshah.
ईश्वरः एषः कः
Yeshah. Uttaram. Subramanyeshwaraha. Right? Kumaraha. Saha Ishwaraha. He is, or that person is Ishwaraha. Yeshaha. Who is this person? Yeshaha Subramanyeshwaraha or Subramanya. Similarly. Anybody else? Saha.
सः हनुमानः
One of you. Saha Anjaneyaha.
एषः
Yes.
कः
Ha.
एषः गरुडः
Samyak. Next one. Ready? One of you unmute and answer.
एषः कः
Saha.
सः
सः कृष्णः
कृष्णः
Yeshaha kaha.
एषः सूर्यः
Suryaha. Samyak. Now we will apply the same concept to Strilinga Padam. What did we learn? Sa. Sa Saraswati. Sa Saraswati. Yesha ka. There it was Yeshaha kaha. Here it is Yesha ka. That was the only difference. Yes, quickly we will do some practice. Yes, anybody?
एषा चामुण्डी
Yes. Or Durga. Yes. Anything. Sa Durga. Yesha ka. Yesha Kali. Or Chamundi. Anything. Next.
सा
एषा
सीता
लक्ष्मी
Sa Sita.
एषा लक्ष्मी
Esha Gayatri. Esha Gayatri. Next.
सा यशोदा यशोदा एषा पार्वती
Parvati. Annapurna. Yes. Now, same concept to Napumsaka Linga Padas. Here, just for again, small quick reminder. Now for practice, we are making it obvious. Based on Vyakti only, it is appearing like we are segregating the gender. Let it be like this in the first class, but it doesn't mean that Pullinga is always based on the Vyakti. Okay? But let us continue. Tat pustakam. Ye tat. That's all. If you add ye, it sends out the meaning of this. Yetat kim? Yetat bhavanam. Yetat bhavanam or griham. Bhavanam is little bigger house. Griham means house. Will anybody answer?
एतत् छत्रम्
tat, tat.
Sorry, ma'am. Sorry, ma'am.
No issue.
Kshatram. Etat kim? Etat kadali phalam.
Super. Yes.
तत् वर्णम् एतत् किम् एतत् पात्रम्
Samyak.
एतत्
Kim.
एतत् किम्
Etat upanetram.
एतत्
That
उपनेत्रम्
stays very close to eyes. That's why upanetram. Okay. Yes. So we'll again do some quick exercise. We will use the words like which are given in the brackets. Manjusha means which are given in the brackets. We like it is shown in the example. We will see the words and then decide which one question tag are we supposed to associate with it. For now, we can blindly follow a simple rule. Okay. That which ends with visarga, only for now. In the beginning, it's fine. But we cannot conclude always the words which end with visarga will be pullinga. But beginning stage, we'll understand only those words which end with pullinga, which ends with the visarga and also pullinga. So you can easily consider like this. All the words given in the bracket for now, if they are ending with visarga, we can consider them as pullinga padas. That which is ending with dirgha, strilinga pada, it can be a or e. If it ends with you can see that will be napumsakalinga padam. Okay, so it becomes simple now. Saha kaha, saha balakaha. Yeshaha kaha, yeshaha balakaha. Correct? So, like this, one of you unmute and make 2 sentences. Like use chikitsalayaha kupi. Each one of us will make two sentences. Quickly we'll finish this. Yes, please. Anybody? Yes.
सः कः सः चिकित्सालयः सा का सा कूपी
सम्यक्. Next Devabrat Mahodaya. Next two.
Okay.
Yeah. Kupi is over.
Sa ka. Sa mastakam.
Tat kim.
Tat kim.
Yes. Tat mastakam.
Tat mastakam. Esha kaha. Esha dantaha.
Esha dantaha. Samyak. Next. Manasa Bhagini.
Yes, ma'am. Vatika. Saha. Sa ka. Sa vatika. Saha kaha. Saha karnaha.
Samyak. Ravi Mahodaya.
एतत् किम् एतत् नकम् सा का एषा तारा.
If you use sa, use in the answer also sa. If you use eshaha in question, yes. Bidan Mahodaya. And then Savitri Bhagini, Dr. Savitri ji. Yes.
Sha ka sha tara. Tat kim tat rastram.
Samyak. Savitri ji.
Sa Basha. Tat graham.
Tat kim tat graham. Samiksha Bhagini.
सः सः कः सः लेखनी
लेखनी स्त्रीलिङ्गपदम्
सः कः सः लेखनी तत् किं तत् उपनेत्रम्
सम्यक् नेक्स्ट् एनिबडी रवि महोदय स्वप्ना भगिनी कैन यू आंसर
तत् किं तत् खाद्यं तत् किं तत् खाद्यं एषा सा कः सा रसना
सा का सा रसना सम्यक् स्फूर्ति भगिनी and then next is चैत्रिका जी
सा का सा वेणी एषा का एषा नासिका
उत्तमं चैत्रिका भगिनी
तत् किं तत् पुस्तकं सा का सा दिनचर्या
सा दिनचर्या यस् रवि महोदय
एतत् किम् एतत् नयनम् एषा का एषा महिला
एषा महिला सम्यक् एनीबडी एल्स who wants to go next Savitri ji would you like to go and answer yes ji
किं तत् वस्त्रं सः कः सः हस्तः
गीता जी and then Swapna ji
एतत् किम् एतत् औषधं
सम्यक्
तत् किं तत् लोपमुद्रा
what do you think
लोपामुद्रा
what do you think is the linga of that word
स्त्रीलिंग
what is the question tag for strilinga
एता
सा और येषा
एषा लोपमुद्रा
येषा का
एषा का लोपमुद्रा एषा लोपामुद्रा
सम्यक् बिडन् महोदय and then Dr. Savitri ji
एषः कः एषः पर्वतः
सम्यक्
एतत् किम् एतत् मुखं
सावित्री जी
सा पिपीलिका सा का सा पिपीलिका एषः sorry एषः
एतत् किम्
एतत् किम् एतत् फलं
शीतल महोदय शीतल जी
सा का एषा कर्तरी
एषा का एषा कर्तरी और सा का सा कर्तरी
एषः कः एषः शिक्षकः
If anybody has not understood the meaning of any word here, you please ask. Next, we can go to the next question answer. You all know, right? Pipilika is what?
Ant.
Ant. Samyak. It's just to associate. I will give 2 minutes time. You all can associate with the words given on the rightmost column with the words in the center and left. So if you just have to think, okay, saha and eshaha, I will associate with what word or how many words? Agniveshaha, Kalidasaha, Chavanaha, Dhanvantarihi. So like that you associate, and if you have any doubt, you can ask me. Then we can go to the next slide. We'll take 1 or 2 minutes to analyze this chart. Any doubts?
No, ma'am.
We will go.
No,
we will go to the next slide then. So here is the shloka. Can anyone read the shloka?
अहं हि धन्वन्तरी आदिदेवो जरा रुजा अमृत्यु अहरो अमराणानां शल्याङ्गम् परैः उपेतं प्राप्तो अस्मि गां भूय इह उपदेष्टुम्.
I will read. Can you repeat after me? I will chant once.
Okay.
Aham hi dhanvantariradhidevo jara ruja mrityu haro maranam shalyangam angairapairupetam praptosmi gam bhuya ihovadeshtam. Aham hi धन्वन्तरिरादिदेवो जरारुजा मृत्यु हरो मराणाम्. शल्यांगमंगैरुपै शल्यांगमंगैरपरैरुपेतम्. शल्यांगम अंगैरपरैरुपेतम्. प्राप्तोऽस्मि गां भूय इहोपदेष्टम्. Thank you. So what will be the padacheda? I am sure you all would have, many of you might have come across this. What we'll do is, I will do the padacheda and I will explain the meaning of each pada. I'm sure there are a lot of doctors already here. I would welcome you to give the tatparya of this shloka, because you will be able to bring that chaitanya which will be missing in my explanation, because I would only think with the perspective of language. You would think in a different way. So I would really appreciate and thank you also in advance if anyone can fill in for the tatparya, like what is the absolute meaning of the shloka. Okay, so please be ready with your analysis and I will hand it over to you. Aham hi dhanvantari radidevo. There are two words. Dhanvantarihi adidevah. That visarga, whatever we are seeing after ikara, dhanvantarihi adidevah, when we closely pronounce two sounds with visarga followed by a, that visarga magically becomes rakara. Therefore, you can see in the shloka, Dhanvantari Radidevaha, where that extra rakara came, here visarga became rakara. Therefore, when you break the words, it will be, that visarga will be restored. Dhanvantarihi Adidevaha Jara Rujam Mrityu Haraha. One word. Within one word, we have two, totally three words. Jara, Ruja, Mrityu Haraha. In fact, technically there are four words, but still all together it is one word. Jara, Rujam, Mrityu Haraha. Amaranam. Shalyangam Angaihi Aparaihi. You can see the same is coming here also. Angai Raparaihi. So from where that ra, what is the connection? This visarga becomes ra when you have sandhi. Sandhi is that where we closely pronounce the sounds and the sound transforms itself. So visarga, which is pronounced when the two words are separately pronounced, here when we are closely denoting it, it becomes ra. Therefore, angai raparaihi. When we break it, it becomes angaihi aparaihi upetam. In both the places, after aikara of angaihi, there is one more ra in the shloka. Again, aparaihi, you can see. There also in the place of visarga, we have ro. Therefore, altogether, angai raparai rupetam becomes angaihi, aparaihi, upetam. Praptaha asmi gam bhuyah iha upadeshtam. So, iha, the akara, upadeshtam, ukara becomes okara. Ihopadeshtam in the pad, in the stotra, becomes iha upadeshtam. So what is the anvaya of this when we make it as a sentence? Aham he, I am, isn't it? It is he is telling, isn't it? Like how we say, it's very obvious. That is the tone. Aham he amaranam. Amaranam is devanam. Of all the devatas, Adi Devaha, I am the first Deva. Jara Ruja Mrityuharaha. Jara, old age, Ruja is disease, Mrityu is death, Haraha, one who does the Nasha of all these. Dhanvantarihi Asmi, I am Dhanvantarihi. So, who am I? Jara Ruja Mrityuharaha, one adjective, Visheshana Pada. Amaranam Adidevaha, another Visheshana Pada. I am the first, foremost amongst all the Devatas. I am the one who will kill or, take away all Jara, Ruja, Mrityu. My name is, I am that kind and my name is Dhanvantarihi. Aparaihi, Angaihi, Upetam, Shalyangam, Upadeshtum. So, Aparaihi, Angaihi, with all the parts. Anga is parts. So, upetam, having come to, taking together. So, taking together all the angas along with shalyangam, upadeshtum, to give the upadesha, to transfer my knowledge, bhuyaha, again. So, previously I had come once, again I am coming. He visits again and again to transfer the knowledge. Iha gam, iha is here. Gam means prithvim, artha. Praptaha asmi, I have reached, is what Dhanvantari is telling. So anybody wants to give the Tatparya Artha? One of the doctors or senior doctors here, please. I can see many names, but I'm sorry, I'm unable to request anybody because of no personal contact. It will be beneficial to all of us, including me, if you can explain it in a different, in a better way than I did. Yes, Swapna ji, go ahead. Swapna ji, you can explain. You are muted. Yes.
Hello.
Thank you.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Am I audible, madam?
Yes. Yes.
Aham hi Dhanvantari. That is, I am the first God, have come here on the earth to relieve, to give relief from Mrityu, Jara, Ruja, and Mrityu, and along with the Shalyanga, I am giving instruction about the Shalya Tantra.
Yes. Shalya Tantra is one of the branches of Ayurveda, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So that is the meaning of this shloka. So we'll go to the next one. See, I just wanted to introduce few words which we saw. We have a kosha, that is the thesaurus, written by Amarasimha. I'm sure many of you would have already known about it. He lists more than 40 meanings for the word Prithvi. That's where Gam is come. Gam is generally used for cow, Gomata. So many times we can see that Prithvi is compared with Mata Gauhu, right? So this is why the metaphor is like that. Because Prithvi word has got 40 and above synonyms. I think 43 to 44 synonyms for one single word Prithvi. One amongst those synonyms is Gam, Gauhu. is the Prathama Ekavachana. Gam is Dvitiya Ekavachana in the sense of object. So he tells, Iha Gam Praptaha Asmi. I have reached the Gam. It doesn't mean I have reached the cow. It means I have reached the Prithvi. In this sense, Gam means Prithvi. In something else, in other context, Gam may be cow. So what has happened, when it comes to translation, when we read English translation especially, when they refer only to the kosha and try to decode the texts without Guru Mukha, without Guru Upadesha, this is the problem that will happen. If you don't understand the essence of the scriptures through a proper Guru, we may land up, understanding in different sense. So Gam means we can easily get confused. How did he reach Gam? How did he reach cow? Right? So literal translations, we can see such kind of literal translations in English, which is carried out in the same way in other languages, also regional languages. And many times the artha is lost, the meaning is lost. So it should be taking the help of kosha, Guru Upadesha, Loka Gnana, Swayam Anubhava to decide the meaning of any shlokas. One more very interesting fact is that Lord Dhanvantari, or whoever we are studying, or who claims that it belongs to Lord, Ayurveda, we got it from that Lord, we find the same Lord's mention in these Puranas and other scriptures also. In Bhagavata Purana, in Dvitiya Skanda, and in Ashtama Skanda, in 8th and 2nd cantos, we find the Lord Dhanvantari's name and again his Udbhava and how he protected the Prithvi from, Roga, Rudina, everything. Again in Skanda Purana, in Maheshwara Khanda, under that Kedara Khanda is there. There we again find the name of Dhanvantari. In Valmiki Ramayana, in Balakanda, we find Dhanvantari's name. In Shiva Purana, we find Dhanvantari's name. In Harivamsha, we find Dhanvantari's name. So, if we go and find these shlokas, we find, with the Samudra Manthana, and then how Lord Dhanvantari gave the Ayurveda Vijnana, that we'll find. So, now one more shloka and we'll stop the class. Anybody wants to read the shloka? Please, Manasaji, go.
Iha kalu ayurvedam ashtangam upangam atha vedhasya anuptadhya eva prajaha shloka shat sahasram adhyaya sahasram cha krutavan swayambhuhu tataha alpa ayushtavam alpamedhastvam cha alokya naranam bhuyaha ashtadha pranitavan tadhyata shalyam shalakyam kaya chikitsa bhuta vidya kaumara bhrityam Agadhatantram, Rasayana Tantram, Vajikarana Miti.
Can you tell the second line first word, Bagini?
Second line. Atharva Vedasya.
Atharva Vedasya. Fourth sentence first word.
Ayushtvam.
Ayushtvam. The next word.
Ayushtvam alpamedhastvam.
Yes. Thank you, Bagini.
Yes.
Iha kalu. Iha means here in this text. In this. Kalu means isn't it again. It is like, very obvious. That is the meaning of that kalu, isn't it? It was like in colloquial also we use that. Right? Isn't it so? That is what it is. Ayurvedam. The Shastra which we are studying, Ashtangam, Anga is part, Ashtam, Ashtau Angani, Yasmin Tat, in which there are 8 Angas, and Upanga also. Again, we have the like anga, the hasta is the anga, and angulyaha, the fingers are upanga, we can consider like that, upanga. Ayurvedasya, that belongs to Ayurveda. Anupadya eva prajaha, even before prajaha were brought, or before being getting them to the bhuvi, to the earth, shloka shata sahasram. There are shloka shata sahasram. Shata is 100, sahasram is 1000. So in this number he is giving shloka shata sahasram. How many shlokas are there? Shloka shata sahasram. Adhyaya sahasram. There are sahasra adhyaya. Cha kritavan. He did. Kritavan did. Created. Who? Swayambhuhu. Lord Brahma. Tataha. From there. Alpa ayushtvam. It's one word. Alpa ayushtvam. Ayushtvam is the span of ayuhu. That is alpa. So, having seen the ayus to be very small, alpa medhastvam. Medha is pragna or knowledge. The ability to hold the knowledge is called as medha. So, even that also is alpa. Cha alokya. So these drawbacks he saw. So much I have created, but who will retain that? Who will understand that? Because to read so much, they need to have long life. In order to have long life, dirgha tapas is required. How many of them will be able to do? So naranam, of course, this is meant for nara, and they only manushya. Nara means manushya. They only have to hold it. They only have to retain. They only have to transfer this knowledge. So what he did? Bhuyaha. Again, he thought. First he created it. Then he understood the gravity of the situation. Then he thought, what I'll do? Ashtadha pranitavan. He divided into 8 parts. Pranitavan means, again, retold. We know 8 limbs of Ayurveda thus came into existence. Anybody wants to fill in for my explanation, please? Any doctors? Anybody? Was it sufficient or appropriate?
Yes, madam. 8 branches
Yes,
of
ma'am.
Ayurveda. That was.
Yeah, that's always there. Yeah. So this is a simple practice I have given. The first block contains only what we covered today. Second block contains few from what we covered in the present class and few questions from the previous class. So if you haven't checked the older class videos, please go and refer along with this and practice. If anybody has done the old practice, and if you have any question in that, we can take for 1 or 2 minutes and conclude the session. Yes? Or you want me to discuss the questions directly also, we can do. Anything is okay.
So I hope there are no questions, ma'am. We can conclude the session.
Thank you, Doctor. Yeah, Shanti Mantram.
Yes, ma'am.
Spurti Ji has a question.
Ma'am, would you suggest us any textbook, ma'am?
This is what I told you, no, Sanskrit promotion. I'll send the photos along with the link on the group. I'll ask a doctor to forward it.
Oh, thank you, ma'am.
You are
Thank
there
you
on
so much.
WhatsApp group, right? Yeah.
Yes,
I will
ma'am.
forward
Yes,
the
ma'am.
reference, Bhagini. Yes.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayah, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschid dukkha bhag bhavet. Om shanti shanti shanti. Shri Krishna arpanamastu. I would request you all to give feedback either to doctor directly or in the group also. It will help us to bring the needed changes. If we feel that we are insufficient to cater to your needs, definitely with all the support we are getting, we will be able to bring in other people to fill in the gap. Please feel free to send out your feedback. Yes, Venkatesh ji. Venkatesh ji has raised hand. Yes, if you have something to convey. Okay, sir, doctor, I think we can conclude.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Thank you, everyone, for your active participation. The class recordings will be shared shortly in our WhatsApp group. Feel free to share the group link with anyone you think might get benefit from learning Sanskrit classmates or college groups. And we'll be concluding today's session. And next session will be on next Sunday, same time, 11 to 12. Thank you, everyone.